Hi, I'm Alane Freund. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in California and an international consultant on high sensitivity. And I'm so pleased to introduce my special guest, Jacquelyn Strickland, a licensed professional counselor and also a fellow sister international consultant on high sensitivity. Hi, Jacquelyn. Thanks so much for being here.
Yay, hi Elaine. Thanks for having me as usual. It's a pleasure to be here.
We have been having lots of conversations about our fellow sensitives, and I wanted to invite you on to talk a little bit so we could get to know you better since you are going to be on the Are You Highly Sensitive Live webinar on June
Yes.
5th.
Yeah.
So, yay. Um,
Yay.
so, Jacquelyn, I was thinking before we spoke about you and about how really I feel like your experience and path as an international consultant on high sensitivity is longer than anyone else's. And your experience is so deep. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit about your history. Like, how did you get involved in all this?
Yeah. Thanks for asking because it's such a synchronistic spiritual journey that I found out about the HSP trait in May of 1996 before Elaine's book was even published. And um, I don't know if you know this story, but I was waiting for a bus in Marin County in a bus shelter and was pouring down rain outside. And I was irritated and waiting for the bus. And all these flyers were posted up on the bus shelter. And there was one that they were all wet and soggy. And there was one that just said, do you find yourself needing more sleep than the average person? I was like, hmm, yes, yeah, I do. Do you find yourself deeply moved by arts and music? I was like,
Mm.
well, actually, I do. Do you find yourself being soothed by being in nature or near water? I was going, oh, well, yes, I do. So there are all these questions that kind of gave me chill
Oh,
bumps. And I kind of was looking around thinking, who has put these things together that I never really
yeah.
put together? Then I said, you may be a highly sensitive person. This was before email. And Elaine had this little tear off thing at the bottom with her phone number. So I put it in my pocket. Yeah, and so a long story short, came home and put a ad in the paper. Well, first of all, I waited for a book to come out. I think that was that fall of
Did
'96.
you call her?
Not yet, not yet. I waited for a book to come out. I read the book. I decided I had to do something with this because I was a licensed professional counselor since '93. I was getting really burned out and overwhelmed with feeling like I was putting band-aids on clients' problems, and I was thinking about getting out of the mental health field. And then I saw her book, and of course, I saw myself on every page, and I thought, I
Yeah.
have to do something with this work. Yeah,
Jacquelyn, do you believe in destiny?
I absolutely believe in destiny. I absolutely believe in following divine breadcrumbs. And I have been blessed in my life to have them bestowed upon me. I used to pay no attention to them, but believe me, I cherish them.
Right. I do too, and you inspire me. I I can't believe how what fascinates me is how coming upon the knowledge and making connecting those dots in our brains can change our lives so profoundly.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
just amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that you saw one of those early flyers and those questions I felt like some an angel or your higher power or somebody was just connecting you in that bus stop.
Yeah, it's kind of like, here's your next step.
Yeah.
And then, then the newspaper article, here's your next step. And
Yes.
then, yeah, it's just, and that's really been how it is. Here's your next step. Here's your next step.
I just want to say to you, Jacquelyn, that I'm really honored to have you as one of my mentors, and I'm
Oh,
really, really honored to have you join
that's
our
sweet. Thank you.
webinar. It's going to be such a blessing to share your wisdom, and the more we talk and the more we share our experience, strength, and hope with others, the more I think we honor people with this trait of high sensitivity
Yes.
in a way
Yeah.
that helps us all thrive.
And
So.
I love what you've said too over the years, Elaine, that I've known you is that, we HSPs, there's so many different types of orchids and there's so many different types of HSPs. And I think I'm one of the oldest, not only from having known about it before the book was even published, but working with it since I'm celebrating 20 years this year. And I do have finally owned that I'm a sage HSP.
I was going to
Um,
say, you're a sage and you have wisdom. Age doesn't really have that much to do with it. I really don't
mm,
believe it. I really
okay,
believe
okay.
that you're deepening that you've been willing to do over these last so many years.
I
Is
don't know that it's I've been willing to do it, but I think we're all called to do it. I have been in a marriage
yeah.
to someone who doesn't have the trait for 42 years. I've raised two sons, one of which is a highly sensitive person. The other one is very kind, but not doesn't possess the trait. So, I have grandchildren now. I've lost both parents. I've healed from a lot of wounds, so, I do have a lot of wisdom and experience that I
Yeah.
am so open to sharing. So
Thank you so much, Jacquelyn.
thank you.
Yes.